Okay, guys, this is Mark Holmes, streaming live from the U.S., Southern Delaware, and today is April 15th, and we have people on the line here in the U.S. as well as internationally. And I'd like to just jump right into this, guys. One, we have some new people on the line here, and I just wanted to welcome everybody to the call here. Some of you, if this is your first call, and I want to congratulate you on your new business and your new adventure here. But I'm excited for you. You couldn't be locked in with a better team. Everybody on this call here is the true meaning of leader. So, but what I want to do, I just want to jump right into it, guys. We've got a lot we want to talk about, so we're going to jump right into it and roll right along here. The first thing I want to talk about, a lot of stuff I'm going to talk about tonight is mainly directed to the new people, and sometimes it's directed to people that have been in the business for a while, and they really have to understand this. A lot of it is the basics. The first thing I want to talk about is why. Why are you doing this business? Why did you join this business? Why do you do what you do when you wake up in the morning? This has to be number one. The biggest question in this industry with new people is, how do I do this business? What do I say? How do I approach people? How? That doesn't matter until you understand why you're doing this business. Your why has to be strong. Most people, when you ask them that question in the beginning, their answer is, well, because I want to make money. Why do you think? But it has to be more specific. It has to be more specific. Some people, they have a passion and a desire to do mission work, and they can't do mission work on the level that they want to do. One of my biggest whys was to close my construction company down, which drove me absolutely nuts. And I was able to do that for a few different reasons. One is I kept it in front of me every day. I have a picture. If you see my money clip, if you were to look at my money clip on top of my billfolds, is my whys, my 3 top whys. It's a picture. It's the first thing I see. It's on my mirror in the morning when I go into the bathroom. It's on my mirror, and it's still there. It's in front of me every day. So it's important to keep that in front of you. But your why has to be strong enough, as they say in the industry, your why has to be strong enough to make you cry. And if it's not, you better think of one, because that's what's going to drive you every day. And Chris, I know you know more than anybody, why you've been in this industry since, you've never had a job. Everybody, this is Chris Thomas, and a lot of you have met him. Some of you have not. But Chris, a little information about Chris. Chris has been in this industry since the late 80s, early 90s, forever. He's old. He's old as dirt. Just kidding, Chris. But he's Chris has never had a job. He's been in network marketing. He knows the business inside and out, and he knows why. And the reason he's been in this business is because he's known why for several decades now. So, Chris, I just want to bring you on the call, and maybe you can add a little to that.
Sure, Mark. Thanks so much for having me on the call. I've known Mark for a very long time, and most of the people that are hearing this call probably know who I am, or know, if you know Mark, you probably know my story. I had the opportunity of understanding what network marketing was by some of the pioneers, some of the founding pillars, the people who built the industry. And they had some very specific ideas on what they wanted the industry to be. And it's been very difficult to find another company that exhibited the exact same traits as a company like a Zija. Most of the companies in the industry are very different. And Zija, from the very beginning, it was a company that was built to be a legacy company. In the very beginning of the industry, people started to realize what was a legacy company. A legacy company is a company like an Amway, a company like an Herbalife, a company like a Nu Skin. They're legacy companies. They're blue chip legacy companies. There's only 24 or 25 of them in the entire world, in the entire length of our industry. And one of those legacy companies, 3 of those legacy companies have been built by Ken Brailsford. And Ken Brailsford has done amazing things. And when I looked at around the industry, I wanted to find a company that made it easy for me to step in, use my own background, and at the same time teach people that you can look all over the industry. You'll never find what you're sitting here looking at. You'll never find it. And if you don't jump in right now and you miss that unique time, that's called timing. It's called momentum. It's the most unique time to get involved in any product or company. When I was in 1984, 1985, 1983, something like that, I was still in high school. And I saw these infomercials, which became infomercials, but it was this 30-minute commercial, and it was about this company called Herbalife. And I remember these people walking across stage and thinking to myself, that's what I want to do. A couple of months later, my dad died of a massive heart attack from smoking cigarettes and from not paying attention to his health, and from not exercising, and a whole lot of other things. And really, but that's the main things. I mean, he didn't drink, but he smoked a lot of cigarettes, and he drank a lot of coffee, and he didn't move a lot. And I always thought to myself, I never wanted that to happen at 57 years old. So I began on a quest. I wanted to own my own business because my father was a steel worker. And I wanted to. I knew it at that time that I had 2 things happen to me when I was 16. My father passed, and I had an amazing teacher. I had a math teacher of all things, and he took this unique approach and interest in me, and he was just when he went around the company went around the room, and he asked everybody, "What do you want to be?" And I said, and I'm sitting there, this is just a couple of weeks after my dad passed, and I'm sitting in the class, and everybody else said, I'm going to be a doctor, I'm going to be a lawyer, I'm going to be a teacher, I'm going to be a fireman, I'm going to be a police officer, and so on and so forth. And I said, I'm going to be a millionaire. And I remember when everybody in the class sat there and laughed, except one person, the teacher himself. And the teacher himself said, I believe 100% that you should focus your attention and understand that millionaires can be created at all ages. A teacher told me that. And that was the beginning. That was when I first believed, because I had somebody other than me that believed. And I searched, and I couldn't have found a better company than what we have right here in 2013. Now, I'm 46 years old, and I never have found that company with all the pieces in place. But I became a millionaire by the time I was 28 in this industry. And that was with companies that didn't have the tools, didn't have the training. Now, by the way, every company I've ever personally been involved with are still in business today also. So I also know, one thing that you want to focus on, make sure you select a team that knows how to pick a winner. Don't go with somebody that knows how to pick a bunch of losers. Don't go with somebody that knows how to pick a bunch of people that end up out of business because it has questionable practices. One thing about Zija is they're beyond reproach. They when they developed their system, they made sure that all the pieces were in place. The manufacturing, we grow our own product in an organic facility that we control from seedling to end product. It comes to you 100% organic. It comes to you almost virtually never being touched by human hands. So the oils of your hands never get to touch or change the constitution of the product itself, from the way it's grown to the way it ends up with you. That's why our product is so unique. It took them 140 formulations to create a product from a tree that actually tastes good. There's people today all over the world that are listening to this, whether you're in the Philippines or you're in Japan or you're in Malaysia or you're in America. I have a friend of mine that just showed me a picture, and he lives in Hawaii, and he's a Filipino descent, and he grew up in Hawaii, and he said to me today, he said, "Oh my goodness, I've been eating this product my entire life. It's called the moringa plant, as we know, and my dad, and whenever he would get sick, he would eat this, and he's 84 years old and still healthy." Now here you go. And he's like, the fact that a company has created a product and allowed it to be stabilized and pulled and allowed only the best parts of that plant to be blended together to create a singular formulation that was stable and worked every time. What a gift. And that's what we're giving. We're giving a gift. So should we ever be ashamed of what we're doing? Oh, my goodness. We are in the greatest company that's come along in 40 or 30 years. I mean that. I'm not kidding. The people that are involved at the top, where the company is at today, the company did $110 million last year. We have nothing to be ashamed of except the fact that we didn't get involved earlier. That's it. That's it. You know, let's just call it like it is. That if we were really, really good, we would already be making $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a month, like the leaders in this company are doing right now, as our company is at $100 million a year. Well, as over the next 2 to 3 years, this is the truth. This is not just a leader saying this. It always happens. You look at history. If you want to look to the future, always look to the past. So when you look in our industry and you say to yourself, a direct selling company wants to go to the top, what are some of the earmarks? Well, one of the earmarks is when a company hits $100 million, by the time it hits $500 million, the top 10 people in the company, even though the number one person in a company is usually never the number one person in the company 10 years later, especially when a company first goes into momentum, because so many new people come in. So that means the number one earner in this company more than likely has just gotten involved in the last couple of weeks or hasn't even been introduced to this company yet. You talk about opportunity, there it is, placed right in front of you. Now it becomes your responsibility, not ours, yours, to go show the message, share the message with your friends, and allow them to decide, is this for me? Do I want to take this advantage? Do I want to be part of the next big thing, really, truly big thing? And not just a great product, it's a fad, a product that literally ends hunger, a product that can cure. As crazy as that sounds, it's not me saying it. I would never say that. I would never say that. However, Johns Hopkins, National Institutes of Health, they're calling this the moringa. They're calling it the miracle tree. Not me saying it, them saying it. What do I know? All I know is I use the product, and I use it every day, and I love it. That's my story. Mark?
Wow, well, that's pretty powerful, Chris. And now, guys, that's words of wisdom there, Chris. It's not Chris's first rodeo, that's for sure, and I'm sure you can tell that by the way he's speaking. But Chris, I appreciate everything you said, man. Guys, I hope you really understand what Chris is saying. You really take that in and you get that from your head to your heart. It's really what it takes. And one word that I can kind of come up with, Chris, to kind of relate to what you were saying is belief. You really, in the beginning, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to do this call is, a lot of new people are on this call. your belief level. This one thing that's very, very important, guys, your belief level. You have to believe in this company and what you're doing, the products, everything. If people see that, if you don't believe in it, they can see it in your eyes. They can hear it in your voice. You really have to believe in everything that we're doing here. That's really what it comes down to. And staying plugged in. In the beginning, it's so hard not to get plugged in. You've got the calls, the training calls, and this and that, and you really don't understand what they're about. But it's the same thing that David Moses was talking about on the training call we just listened to. Refinement and balance and mastering the art. That happens because people get on these calls. They're on these calls, and this is what it means by staying plugged in. If you're not on these calls, you are not plugged in. You're not plugged in, and it's going to be a tough road. I don't think I've ever met anybody that's ever made it in this industry that was not plugged in. You try to do it on your own and reinvent the wheel, it's going to be a tough road. We have a simplified system, and you need to follow that. If you haven't done the Fast Start training yet, you need to do it. Some of you need to do it again and again, 2-3 times if you have to, more. I still go through it because I'm a leader, and I have to lead people. I have to know what everything's about, and I have to keep myself in tune with everything. And that's part of being a leader. That's what we're doing, guys. And when you come into this, the first thing that people think is you want to earn a check. And that's great, and we want to help you do that. But there's a lot of things that you have to learn and be conscious of in order to do that. So, Chris, also, too, I'm sure you probably want to add some to that, too. So you still there?
I sure am, Mark.
Okay. Yeah, so, as far as, staying plugged in, your belief level, just like I said, it's very important, and I just want everybody here to really understand how important that is and how it comes out.
It comes down. What it comes down to is, and this is really the truth. It just comes down to the fryer. It's like at McDonald's. My girlfriend works in the blood for a hospital, and she works in the blood business. She analyzes blood all day, and it's ridiculous to her when I explain the compensation plan, because if I said to her, you're allowed you're in the blood business and you're going to go to school for 4 years, and you're only allowed to analyze the first 2 slides of blood, and then you have to watch and teach me, and then I can only analyze 2 slides of blood, and then I can only watch and teach somebody else, and so on and so on and so forth. So why would we accentuate the fact that we only have to sponsor 2 people? Well, if we're planning on truly introducing this to the world, it's fantastic that we build 2 teams. But we never want to think that means we're only introducing 2 people. What it means is the first 2 people we introduce are probably the luckiest and the people that are going to receive the worst amount of service are going to be the first people you introduce, but for them, it'll make them the luckiest, because if you're involved early, you're in someone's team, whether it's their left team or their right team, it doesn't matter, and you just focus on your job and they continue to do their job, then what's going to happen is their goal is to teach you to enroll 2. And then your goal is to teach others. But they're also not going to stop. They're not going to stop enrolling their 2. Their goal is to always learn. My goal Gosh, at 46 years old, if somebody told me when I first got in network marketing that all I could do is enroll my first two and then I would get to sit back and not do anything, I don't honestly think that I would have done this business. I don't believe I would have, because I wanted something that was going to sharpen my sword, something that was going to continually make me better. The only thing that makes you better is teaching others. So if you can teach others how to become better and raise their own game in any particular field, then you can have success. If you're not able to teach them how to become better in that field, then you better become the best salesperson or archetype in that particular field. Otherwise, you have to become a support mechanism. You have to become a facilitator of talent. You don't have to become that talent. You can become a facilitator of talent. How many people do you know around you that, in your opinion, are better than you in some way? Become a facilitator of that talent. Don't fight that talent and change that talent. Allow that person the opportunity to create another revenue stream. Become an equal. That's what you want to think about when you're raising your game. The opportunity for a global footprint is different today than it was even 18 months ago. It's completely different. The game is changing. Zija has raised the stakes. They are where a $500 million company should be as far as infrastructure, as far as manufacturing, as far as distribution, as far as real, legitimate opportunity checks that are being created by the top distributors. These are numbers that are not common with a $100 million a year company. They're more common with a $500 million or larger company. Keep that in mind. So when we get to $500 million, who knows where the numbers will be? And we get to $1 billion, $2 billion. Remember, this company already has a projected global footprint of $14 to $17 billion per year. That's not based on selling a bunch of your friends a bunch of product on some kind of product that does not work. That's based on the real usage and need of a product that changes people's lives. That's what you have in front of you. If someone came to you 100 years ago and they said, man, we developed this really cool thing, it cures disease, and you're like, well, what's it called? It's called penicillin. And, you can get part of it, and you can go and we're going to create this, we're going to sell it through this personal, network of friends because we don't feel like going and selling it to the big department stores. Okay, now imagine if that would have happened and somebody came to you. Well, this is even 100 times better than that. And penicillin saved millions and millions of lives, and you never want to get rid of it. That's what this is, only it's natural with zero side effects. Period. You have the greatest opportunity you'll ever have in your lifetime, and it's sitting right in front of you. What are you going to do about it? Don't blame someone else. If you're not getting the information you need, don't blame someone else. All the websites are there. All the phone calls are there. Don't blame someone else. When someone that when you walk in their house and they're drinking a Smart Mix, or they're drinking an XM3, or they have an XM Plus, don't blame anybody except yourself. Look in the mirror, look dead straight in the mirror, and say, you're 100% the reason that I'm not as successful as I want to be. There's no other person that's responsible except you. Make the decision, and us as the leaders will do whatever we can do. You take a step, we take a step. The company's growing like a rocket ship. Think about this. $14.5 million last month. We're growing like a rocket ship. Get on board now. All the systems are in place. All the calls are in place. Everything's ready for your success. I think that's it, Mark.
Wow. You packed a punch there, man. Well, I tell you what, Chris, those numbers are mind-boggling, and I tell you what, another thing too, coming from somebody like yourself who understands comp plans and actually has built comp plans. I mean, it's just how you explain that. It's just amazing, and it's true, guys. What we have here is just simply amazing. I've waited my whole network marketing career for this to happen. I've been through a lot of companies, and Chris knows that, and here we are. But anyway, and you know, what it really comes down to is, you know, keeping it simple too, guys. Just keep this simple. You know, I see so many people that try to make this so hard. Do not try to make this hard. Should I be doing this? Should I be adding this? Should I do this? Stick with that system. That Fast Start training is there because, and it's called the Fast Start training because it's a Fast Start training. It's there for people new in this industry. And it's a simplified system. And it's 3 steps. 1, invitation. 2, presentation. 3, validation. And you'll understand that if you haven't gone through that yet. So you really, really need to do that, but not just yourself. You need to make sure that your people do this as well. Now, we have a team on this call right now that is growing very fast, and you guys are doing great, and you know who you are. But you need to learn this, and we're here to help you also. You know, Chris, myself, and the rest of the leaders here on this call. We're here to help you. But you need to start learning to make sure, check on your people each day. Have you done the Fast Start training? Do you know where the Facebook group page is? Do you know where OneTeamWorldwide.com is? Do you know what your website is? We get into this and we lose track of it. And we take the simplest, the most simple things for granted, and it slips your mind. But make sure that all of this is known.
And there's only a few of us on the call, so let's be real specific when you're saying that. There's a couple of products that we have that we're able to, and a couple of systems that are available right now in the United States that is not available in some of the other countries. Mark, let's go through that real quick, if you don't mind, specifically the FitPack, where it's available and where it's not.
Okay, the FitPack is an incredible program, incredibly duplicatable, but right now it's available in the U.S., Canada, and Puerto Rico. So the FitPack is it's pretty much genius the way it's set up, and this is the way that I suggest to work the FitPack. The FitPack it gives the new person that is either thinking about joining into the business or using the products. It gives them a chance to use this FitPack for 8 days. And it's the entire weight loss system. So when you send that out, actually, it's going to be sent out from the office. So what you do is you go in your back office and you click and you purchase FitPacks. And it's $100, and you get 5 FitPacks with that $100. And what happens is you have a contact, okay, say Mary, she wants the FitPack, she wants to try it, and she's interested in the product and the business. Okay, cool. All right, Mary, give me your email, your address, your name, and you put their information in the back office, and you click on the box, send FitPack, and the company sends the FitPack out. They get the FitPack within 7 days or so, and they're on the FitPack, and then you want to follow up with them. As you know, when they receive the FitPack first to make sure they received it, and then follow up again in the interim, you know, while they're using the FitPack. Make sure they understand how to use the FitPack, first, and just to double check, hey, I'm here. Do you have any questions? So that's part of our job too. But the way I suggest to use these fit packs, guys, is just this. There's a lot of people that may have a tough time with coming up with an extra $100 or $200 a month or $300 worth, however many fit packs you get out, to pay for the fit packs. Some people, they'll pay for the fit packs to send them out to people. But what I suggest is to charge $25 per fit pack. It's a lot of product that comes with the fit pack. It comes with all the little smart guides, the pocket guides, and it explains each product. And it also comes with, I think is one of the best things, is the enrollment fee is waived. So you have a voucher, a free voucher for enrollment, a $39 free voucher. So they can join into the business with any purchase for free. So they make the purchase, and their enrollment is totally free. They use that offer there. So what you want to do, what I suggest is, guys, find 5 people or even 4 people. All you need is 4 people. Charge them $25 per fit pack. You get 4 people. It's $100. You're covered. And your next one, you actually make $25 on that. So you get the money first, pay for the fit pack, and then send them out. That's what I suggest. Some people may sell like 3 fit packs and then buy the fit pack, and they're good with that. So you have to feel it out yourself. But I see that as the most duplicatable system. And what that's going to do, it's going to generate volume. It's going to generate customers, preferred customers. It's going to generate a lot of distributors. So you really need to concentrate on the fit pack and exactly what that does. It introduces 2 things. It introduces the product, of course, but it also introduces the business. They see, hey, this is simple. That's all you got to do is this, that's great, and that's part of the business. So the fit packs are working great, guys. The month of December, the company sold over 17,000 fit packs, and I'm sure I haven't heard the numbers yet for this first month. They brought the promotion back, and I think this was the first month that they got back into it, but I'm sure they're selling like hotcakes. People love these fit packs. I have people come to me all the time for fit packs. So that's if you have any questions or need help with that, guys, let me know. And also PayPal. Set yourself up a PayPal account. Your people, they can pay with their own PayPal account and pay you. It's a free account, and it's pretty easy to set up. And they can also use a credit card, which is great. So you definitely want to check into that. So now a couple other things I want to get into, guys, and we're going to cut this call here in a little bit, but everybody always has this. They always have this question: what do I say? Is there something else I should be saying? What you really don't want to do is you don't want to say a lot. The less you say, the more money you'll make. And one of my trainers in the industry that I was actually coached by a lot, he would scream in the microphone or on the phone or whatever at us, and his words were, "Shut up. Just shut up." You start talking, you got the roots here, the moringa tree, and the roots, they do this, it works great for the tea, and then the leaves, they're the most nutritious part of the tree, and then over in Africa, it's doing this over here, and then it's grown, and then people are like, man, what's this guy talking about? And you're making it so hard. Keep it simple. Let the presentation do all the work. That's all you're doing is you're just doing an invitation. That's it. But the other thing is, guys, you got to understand this. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You need to understand that. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person. Okay? Plain and simple. There's people out there that are looking for this. They're looking for this. And you're going to find those people, and they're going to say, man, I've been looking for something like this. And that might be their exact words. So that's plain and simple. You know, there's going to be people that you're going to come across, and you're going to want to pull your hair out because of what they say or what they think or the way they look at you. You guys, you got to get past that. You know, it's 4-letter word. Next. N-E-X-T. So, you know, so also too, when you're out there, you want to get this out to as many people as possible. You want to recruit up. Okay, there's a lot of people out there, a lot of professionals, a lot of business-minded people that understand this already. And trust me, and Chris knows this more than any of us, really. You know, as far as business-minded people, Chris is in contact and has been in contact through his career with some incredible business-minded people. You know, take a look at our company. We've got Evander Holyfield, who's actually involved with the products. You know, so people understand this. They understand the power of it and the products and the business. Also, too, guys, the way you talk to people. There's different levels of the way you talk to people. Level 5, conviction. You talk with conviction. You know, if I go up to somebody and I say, well, guy, you know, John, I've got this thing that I just got involved with, and I think you should really, you know, take a look at it. It sounds pretty good, you know. I'm just kind of checking it out. Now, if somebody came up to me and said something like that to me, I'd be like, man, what are you talking about? I'd be looking at them like they have two heads. I mean, that there, just the guy does not believe in it, and there's no conviction at all. When I'm talking to somebody, I'm saying, you know, you really have to listen to this. I mean, I don't care, you know, if you do or not. I mean, I do for your benefit, but this is something that you have to look at. And you have to really come through. You have to have that feeling. It's coming out of your skin almost. You don't want to bite their head off or anything, but, you know, it's you have to make people feel that level of conviction. And goals, guys. You know, David Moses just went through this on the call. Daily, weekly, monthly goals. Keep that in front of you. Annual goals, 3-year goals, 5-year goals. You know, Chris and I, we talk about this all the time. You know, what's your daily goal? Everybody has a number. My number might be 468. Chris's number, it might be, you know, 715. And somebody else's number, it could be 2,560. Who knows what it is? How long do you want it to take before you hit that number, before you hit diamond? Guys, you really just got to set goals. It's the only way it happens. And what I do is I have a certain number in mind, and I don't close my eyes until I hit that number each day. Sometimes, you know, I'm up later than what I should be, but I don't close my eyes. I know I hit levels, I hit my goals, and sometimes it takes a little bit longer, and sometimes I hit them sooner. But you got to keep these goals in front of you every day. So your belief and posture, also posture. You're going to have a lot of people coming to you and say, well, you know, here's my thing. You know, I think you ought to be looking at this. And, you know, they've got their deal and they've been into it maybe a month or so and they're excited. Well, you look at mine and I'll look at yours. Well, you know what? As soon as you give in, they know you're not serious. You got to have posture. You haven't got to have belief in this enough to where you develop that posture, and you tell them, man, I have no desire to look at anything else. None. I've got what I need. I don't need anything else. If you're comfortable with what you're doing there, then fine. I mean, if you're not open for information for what I'm doing, then fine. Good luck. But I tell you what, we're on a one-way road here, and we're rolling. So, you know, I appreciate your offer, but I'm 110% into this. You couldn't pull me away from this. So, but that's basically it. You know, Chris, if you want to add anything to that, this call is going kind of long here. We're going to wrap up here in a little bit. Chris, you still there?
I am, Mark, and I'd like to finish the call by just telling you guys a story. When I got involved in this business, it was by a guy named Bob. And as I elevated this business and started to move a little further down the road, in my first couple of months in the business, it was a guy named John. But I'm going to tell you something. My entire life changed when a woman, a single mom from Pittsburgh with a couple of kids and no possible way to afford the lifestyle she had been accustomed to in her life prior to becoming divorced. And she taught me the meaning of leverage. And leverage is the ability to generate an income whether you work today or not. So let's say you want to go watch your son's baseball game, and it's in the middle of the day. It's a Friday afternoon or a Tuesday afternoon at 5:30 in the afternoon. You want to go watch your game. Well, everybody else is at work or coming home from work, and you have the chance to be that man, that woman who watches the game. So my point is this, that this business, first of all, what is the greatest part of network marketing, which is just like the greatest part of life, is that if you get it wrong the first couple of times, it can work. And even someone like myself, I mean, fortunately for me, I came in this industry and I worked really hard and made a couple of dollars. And then I made every possible mistake you could make. I stopped working. I believed I was better than I should have been. All the things that will detract you, and really that is nothing more than Murphy's committee. You know, you heard of Murphy's Law. There's a committee out there. And their goal is to deter you. If you take your focus off the goal, you will fail if you're trying for something great. If you sit back and you have the goal and you understand where the goal is and you allow it to pull you instead of being someone that pushes for your goals, the universe will allow you to have whatever it is you like, whatever it is. But make sure you understand that you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait until you're 46 or until you're 66 or until you hear you have cancer or until your wife divorces you or your husband leaves you or until something catastrophic happens. Because when you make a change, you've all heard change takes time. That's not true. That is not true. Change happens in an instant. When you make a decision to change, it happens like that. It does not happen over time. It's not true. No matter what they tell you, it's not true. So you have a choice tonight. Are you going to be the same person tomorrow morning when you wake up that you were this morning? That's all you have to ask yourself. Forget the rest of this call. Are you going to be the same person tomorrow morning that you wake up with the same dreams and goals and aspirations? Remember, this call began on goals and aspirations. Are you going to be the same person tomorrow? If you decide you're not going to be the same person tomorrow and you refuse to accept mediocrity and you want a better life, you want to own your life, you want to have freedom in your life, then take self-responsibility. Get up tomorrow, make more phone calls. Get up tomorrow, contact somebody with enthusiasm and commitment. Believe in what you're saying. Don't be afraid. You're offering somebody a financial independence. If I had listened, do you understand that let me just tell you that woman that taught me leverage, if it wasn't for a couple of years of that, of learning 2-3 years of that, and then a fateful conversation, I would never be here today. We would never be having this discussion today. But because, just like me, there was someone on the other end of the country who was also learning, who was also the same age, young, dumb, didn't even know that we shouldn't be able to do what we were doing. And that's what I want you to realize. There's people who are on this call that are very young, and you're thinking, oh, well, one day, I'm going to get the experience. You don't. You have everything inside of you that you need right now. It's already there. It already exists. It's entirely up to you how you open that up. When I got that call, I was but 25 years old. 24, 20, something like that. Maybe I was 23 when I first got that call after being in the industry for 3 or 4 years. And when that person called me, I was on the phone with a girlfriend that I had just broken up with, and I was having all my craziness go on. And that person called me, and I talked to that person for 2 minutes at 11:45. So once again, it's never too late to call someone. Someone asked me today, can I call someone at different times? Once again, I'll say to you all the same thing I said to this person today. It doesn't matter what time you call. You have to use common sense. Some people you can call with conviction anytime you want. This person called me at 11:45 with conviction, and they called off of a list. I had no interest. I hung up on that person. Now, how many of you right then, if somebody hung up on you and they were just a little bit rude to you, would have never called that person back? Most. I'm probably one of them. Imagine that person calling you a second day and you hanging up on that person, and then a third day, and then a fourth day, and telling you he's supposed to call you. He doesn't know why he keeps calling you. But you make him crazy, the fact that he's not even has to call and you keep hanging up on him. So finally he calls a fifth day. He gives you off Christmas Day and calls the fifth day. Calls the day after Christmas. And I decided to work with him. And that person's been my business partner for 25 years. Okay? That is the top distributor in probably our current industry that we know as multi-level marketing. So it comes down to conviction. We didn't know each other when we were today, where we live today, our lives today. We knew each other where he was sitting in a one-bedroom apartment and I was sitting in a one-bedroom apartment. He was alone and I was alone. And there was 3,000 miles between us and no reason that we should expect to have success. But here we are years later, and we've affected millions of people. So I'll leave you guys with that. Have a great night.
Wow, that's awesome, Chris. I appreciate that, man. That's some powerful stuff there, guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap up, and also too, we started this call, like Chris said, revolves around goals, and what I want you to do is we talked about why you're doing this business, what I want you to do, I want everybody on this call to do, is write down your top 3 reasons why you're doing this business. If you can, print out a little picture that, like 3 little pictures that you can put in your visor of your car, in your purse, in your wallet, in your money clip, and also on your mirror in the morning. First thing you see. The first thing you see in the morning should be that why. So that's one thing I want you guys to do. Guys, appreciate everybody on this call, all the new people on our team. I just want to welcome you to our team. It's very exciting to see the new people coming up in this industry, and we're here to help you with any support that you need, questions, whatever you need. So, guys, we've got almost a full week left here. We've got, 4 days left, I guess. So let's hit it hard, guys, and thanks for being on the call, and we'll see you next time. Good night, everybody.